You presumed that when you saw me as a Black patient laying in that bed, that my life was less important.
You're listening to maternal expert and attorney Bianca Dickerson-Williams. She's a mother who suffered catastrophic life-altering injuries during the delivery of her second child. She's now speaking out, and she wants to help Black mothers all over the country.
And whether you thought about it or not, your level of care and treatment for me went down. Is that deliberate or is that not deliberate? I think that, we have to have these conversations, because as a byproduct of that is that we're walking in and we've made judgments now about this particular individual. And those judgments that we've made, whether we were intending to do them or not, have caused our death rates and our injury rates to skyrocket, and we're the only race that's up there. So what does that mean? How do we then explain the statistical data coming out of the Center for Disease Control and the Department of Health and Human Services? We're 6 times more likely to die or be injured in childbirth.
Black women are more likely to die or be injured in the delivery room than any other race. We are at war in the delivery room in hospitals all across America. We wanted to bring this to light, and Bianca Dickerson-Williams wants you to call her 310-579-9896. That's 310-579-9896. This is a crisis, and if you need to talk to somebody, talk to Bianca. 310-579-9896.
This is the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 196 of This is the G Podcast. Yes. Yeah. Man, my voice is a little deeper this week. What an amazing weekend, man. Troy University, Troy, Alabama, man. Wow, y'all. Wow. My release is running a little bit later this week because I'm just really getting into town. And I just got to say, man, thank you. My Troy fam, Troy, Bama, all my friends from Alabama, just all across the state. Man, it was just great seeing y'all. And I had to wait until my voice came back, if you can tell. Maybe you can tell. As of the taping, man, I just have to say thank you so much to all my Smurf brothers, man, all the fellas, all the ladies, all the crew basically we grew up with in the early 80s, man. Especially the crew, my Smurf brothers and my housemates this weekend. Gotta say what's up to Gary. We know him as G, Tim, the one and only James. We know him as Slick. Thank you, man, for just an amazing weekend at the homecoming house. Thank you, fellas. And we did a little bonus recording at the place, and I'm going to play a clip of it later in the episode. But the full clip I'm going to release as a bonus episode, so it'll be episode 196 bonus. Check it out, y'all. It's we talk about a little bit of everything about just kind of coming through that era as brothers, as fellas, trying to survive in a different environment. So it's real cool. We talk a little sports, a little bit of everything, so we'll get to that. But I'm Tommy B. This is the G Podcast. Each week we do news, politics, pop culture, that piping hot tea from the one and only Tonya B. Only 4 episodes away from episode 200, y'all, of This is the G Podcast. I say thank you so much for the support. Thank you for joining us this week. Thank you for me coming in late. Thank you for your support, y'all. Let's get it started with news from Syracuse. Mike, what you got?
News team!
Time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
California Governor Gavin Newsom's office has confirmed that he will appoint Emily's List President LaFonza Butler to fill the seat of the late Senator Dianne Feinstein. Butler, who is Black and openly gay, will make history representing the state. During a lengthy press conference, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced Tuesday he will not try to get his job back.
I will not run for Speaker again. I'll have the conference pick somebody else.
The Republican led the House for 269 days as Speaker. It came to an end with a 216 to 210 vote. All Democrats voted to remove him along with 8 Republicans. It's the first time in U.S. history that a Speaker of the House has been removed. Earlier Tuesday, McCarthy said he would not try to broker a deal with Democrats to save himself itself, and they had no incentive to do it on their own. Democrat and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries said in a post on X, formerly Twitter, that it was up to House Republicans to save McCarthy. So how did this happen? In large part, it was because McCarthy worked with Democrats just recently to prevent a government shutdown.
Do not regret negotiating. Our government is designed to find compromise. I don't regret my efforts to build coalitions and find solutions. I was raised to solve problems, not create them.
It was McCarthy's biggest Republican foe, Florida Representative Matt Gaetz, who led the way to kick him out of the Speaker's office. For now, a temporary Speaker has been named with no current consensus on who should hold the position permanently. Authorities in Baltimore spent Wednesday looking for the shooter or shooters responsible for a mass shooting Tuesday at Morgan State University. 4 men and 1 woman between the ages of 18 and 22 were treated for what appeared to be gunshot wounds. 4 of the victims are students. This is the 3rd year in a row that homecoming at Morgan State has been marred by a shooting. Fortunately, none of the injuries are life-threatening, and several of the victims have been released from the hospital. Morgan State's homecoming football game has been canceled after the shooting earlier in the week that left 5 people injured. Classes, along with most homecoming events, were also canceled for the week. Several of the victims have been released from the hospital. Police don't believe they were the intended targets. The suspect or suspects were still on the loose as of Thursday afternoon. Baltimore police released video late Wednesday night showing several people walking in a grassy area. At least 2 are considered suspects. This is what he said during the campaign in 2020.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
In a major reversal, the Biden administration is waiving 26 federal laws to make way for unfinished border wall construction in South Texas. The Department of Homeland Security is required to use the funds appropriated in 2019 during the Trump administration for that purpose. Biden said he had no choice but to do it and still maintains the wall is not the answer to stopping illegal immigration.
Thanks, Mike, for the headlines, man. The Newsmaker crew is here. He is in the building. Talib, Shabazz. Hey, you know, man, before we get started, man, I got to make a correction because in 195, and it's my fault. You know, I'm saying 37 years since Tupac. It's 27.
27,
okay,
yeah.
So I got to make that correction. That's my
Still
bad.
A long time. Still a long time.
Yeah, you know, what's a decade? What's 10 years? And just for the record, even though I really don't care, they call him Matt Gaetz, not Getz, and I told you Getz, but who cares?
Yeah.
I don't care. But you know, for the record, I want to make sure I do that. But you know, but we are here, man, and I, you know, just a couple of things, man. This is going to be, you know, I don't want to make this event session. But I will say, America, man, I don't think America cares what's going on. And I think people are so fed up. They would rather watch the NFL. They would rather watch The Golden Bachelor and follow baseball, because Golden Bachelor is kind of doing well in the ratings. No joke. I mean, I'm not watching it, but apparently they have a big audience. Okay. And I think, you know, I just think, you know, I think people are fed up. I mean, you know, now they've got, you know, the grifting continues. The new speaker opportunities looks like it's going to either go to Steve Scalise out of Louisiana or Jim Jordan out of Ohio. And the last entry out of Rikers, Donald Trump.
You know who? That's right. Can't wait. And he's giving demands on how he wants to be. You know, and I'll take this. I really don't want to. I think, what did he say? I don't really want to do it, but, you know, if they can't find anybody else, then, you know, for the party.
Lord help us. Lord help us. I just think people, I mean, I don't even want to come on here. I don't want to come on and talk about it too much because I just think people are fed up. Yeah. And I think they're just throwing their hands in the air. So moving right along. Mass shooting in Maryland, man. This Morgan State, 5 people, including 4 students, struck by gunfire. The crazy thing about this, like the 3rd year in a row that they've had this, and you know, after the 2nd year, you know, something should have went in place to prevent this. But you know, let's you know, pray for the victims, and let's hope they get it right. I mean,
for real.
Candidly, a lot of schools would have just said, look, we ain't gonna have a homecoming. We just gonna have a football game. All these festivities during the week, you know, you can have some stuff in the gym, but all these parties, no, we're not gonna do it. Right. So that's interesting. And the other thing, you know, and this just happened. I was watching the nightly news. This kid, not a kid, but he's younger than I am, younger than we are. New York activist Ryan Carson, just walking down the street with his girlfriend, and 18-year-old kid, man, jumps out and looks like he's about to attack the girlfriend. He jumps in the middle and stabbed to death. And an 18-year-old basically just threw his life away. You know, you hate to hear stuff like that. So, you know, I just wanted to, those are some of the things in the headline. I don't know if Mike was able to actually get to all that, but just some of the things we want to mention. And of course, Biden has jumped on the border wall, which I think is, but you know what? And let's talk about this, man, because you mentioned it as something you wanted to bring up. But, you know, I think it's a good idea. And the reason I say that is the Republicans, man, are in such disarray that, you know, what Biden's going to do is look at everything that might be that middle ground and he's going to take it, you know, because the border wall, he hasn't done much. You know, he really hasn't. So he's going to take something like the border wall, which may be controversial to the far left, but in the middle and to the right is something appealing. So, you know, I think it's a good, and if I were Biden, I would take everything away from them because they're not talking about anything policy wise.
Right. So you're saying that he should take the stance of, look, yeah, the border wall was not really a great idea, but I'm going to show you how it really gets done. Yeah, absolutely. I would take everything that was potentially a good idea of 45 that could be a fairly decent idea and take it away from it. I'd take everything, you know, except the stupid shit. I'm not going to, you know, go with the crazy. I'm not going to depend on, he's got his own.
He's got his own. But I'm just saying the middle stuff, take it away. I take it all away. So I don't blame him. I mean, plus, you know, you got to do something, you know, and why not? It's already paid for.
Well,
it's already
because really what it is they're having to bypass like 26 laws in order to get the border wall done. So really, it's not. I don't think that he's taking the right measures to do it, even if he wants to get it done. You know, and it's to me, it's just stupid. Look, you know, there has to be something that we prevent selling to these foreign countries to make it seem like America is the place to be. We've sold America as this land of golden opportunity and land of milk and honey. So, of course, when things get rough for folks, you know, hey, well, let's go to America. Look, man, you know, we've got just as much corruption as everybody else. Yeah. Maybe it's not so much on the street level, like, you know, you don't necessarily see it with the police like you might see it in some other countries. But, the corruption is real and it's here. So it's in our face.
Fit with the wall? How does that fit with the wall?
What I'm saying is that it's the wrong. I think it's the wrong policy. I think it's the wrong play. Okay. I wouldn't do anything with the wall. I wouldn't touch a wall. What I would look to do is I would look to I'd probably look more on the fast tracking type of thing, because there are plenty of jobs that still are left unfulfilled because of the way that the migrant situation was handled during COVID. Or the immigration situation was handled during COVID. So, you know, there are other things that can be done in order to make sure that these people that are coming in are part of an active society and active tax base, because at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. You know what I mean?
Why can't he do both?
I just think the wall is stupid.
Well, here's my thing.
I think it's dumb.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I don't completely disagree with you, but here's the point. You've got cities along the border
Right.
Okay. They see it every day.
Right.
Not like us. We don't live there.
True.
And these are voters. These are potential voters. And I think the wall is more symbolic to them than it is to you and I, because we live in the Southeast and we don't see it. But I think for the people along the border, I think it's a political play. It's a political play. Okay. It's absolutely a political play. It's basically symbolic. It's something they can see. It's something they can touch, while the wheels and, the wheels that you're talking about of government move slowly.
Right.
Trying to get people.
Okay. But let me ask you this, Thomas.
Yeah.
Do we know where people are sneaking in?
Yeah, I mean, I think they do. I mean, you can see that on TikTok.
Exactly. So if we know, if we know, if we know where people are sneaking in, why are we not there arresting these people or turning these people around or processing these people? You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of the same. It falls under the same logic to me as the police. I know that these guys over here are selling drugs. I know that these people over here are buying drugs, but I can't do anything until I'm given the opportunity, or, if this has to be correct and this has to be right in order for me to make the arrest. You know what I mean? Right. And to me, it's the same thing here. You're obviously not totally serious about stopping people, because you see where they're coming in. Yeah. You see who is affected by this every day. Now, what are you doing to support those people? Can we put our resources into those people who have local outreach, who may have relatives or whatever the case might be, and get some real something happening? But you're putting money behind a wall?
Here's the thing. Here's the problem. The wall's already started. Right. It's already there. Right. Okay. That's part of what we're dealing with. If we were just starting from scratch, I hear you. Okay. But we're not. Right. Okay. So, honestly, at least go ahead and finish the job. It's already partially, in a big way, in a lot of these areas, it's there. Right. The other thing I think, quite frankly, we have to do is figure out why they're continuously fleeing these countries when we're giving these countries money. We're giving them aid. I mean, we know why the corruption is there, but I think we have to put more pressure on the countries that they're fleeing to retain their people and do the right thing. Truly. That's where, I mean, it's kind of like, I can't even give a great example. But when people are fleeing a situation that's a bad situation, and you're giving money to the situation to help fix it so they don't flee, and nothing's happening, that's a problem. You got to look at the aid that you're giving people and say, look, we're cutting off your aid. Right. You're not going to get any more money until the migrant situation is controlled on your side. So it's complicated, man. It's it's not an easy fix for two brothers on a podcast to try to figure out. We could talk about it.
If they really were listening, we could talk about it. You know what I mean? They get better answers, though.
Yeah, I agree.
I can say that. I can definitely say that.
I mean, man, you don't want to be xenophobic, and and I would never, I do believe, but even when you talk to a lot of people who migrate or who went through the process, the right way, they are pissed off. Yeah. We're talking, I went through, the immigration process, and I went through the process to become an American, the right way. Right. And these guys are crawling under, and they're here for 6 months, and you're going to fast track them, and it sends the wrong message to the people who try to do it the right way. So that's why we got to have a conversation on both sides. We got to have a conversation with the countries, that goes beyond Mexico. Even when we're looking at, several countries involved in this.
Right. Well, and because now the real of it is that you got Chinese, coming through Mexico.
Yeah.
You've got, Russians coming through Mexico. You've got Haitians coming through Mexico. Everybody is looking to Mexico like it's the gateway, and that is bad. That's definitely bad for business. So, so yeah, man, I feel you. And I'm not really 100% sure of the best way to go about it. But yes, we are definitely at the point where somebody needs to come up with something, because this is reaching critical mass right now.
But it is political for Biden.
Truly. Yeah.
It's political.
Okay.
It's a visual for those people who live on the border, for those states that are border states, to try to get more. Votes. Hey, the other thing I thought was genius, and I do think, and I have to let me give him some love on this, man, because I come on and sometimes I'm a little harsh. The student loan fixes are brilliant. I got to give it to him. He figured it out, and this week, they announced that an additional 125,000 Americans have been approved for $9 billion in debt relief through the fixes the U.S. Department of Education has made to income-driven repayment, IDR, and public service loan forgiveness, PSLF. You guys who have benefited know what that's all about, and granting automatic relief for borrowers and total permanent, and those with permanent disabilities. And check this out, Talib. I mean, to date, it brings the total debt cancellation to $127 billion with a B for nearly 3.6 million Americans. Those are voters. So I got to give it to, I mean, it's a, when, the Supreme Court shut them down on forgiveness, but the fixes it's a program that's been there that they're taking advantage of. So I think it's brilliant. I think it's the right thing to do. And not only that, it's the right timing for him. And it's going to be interesting to see if he sees it in the polls, because I'm telling you, the combination of this, the combination of the border, and he's got to do something with gas prices. So I would probably, if I were him, I would be all up in Saudi Arabia's face right now, on oil, and some of the pressure they've put on oil. To drive up the prices. But it'd be interesting if he can fix a couple of these things, man. He might make it a decent 2024, So we'll see. Yeah. Any thoughts on that before we move?
Man. I still think we should primary him. You know what I mean? Like, man.
Well, you got Marianne Williamson, our greatest fear. Candidate or deepest fear. But I just hope homeboy can hang in there, because every day I can't watch the speeches. It just gets slower and slower. And I just, the presidency alone, anybody, even Obama was a young dude. Obama looked like, he didn't look like the Crypt Keeper.
Right, but no,
it ages you, man.
Yes. He aged
so,
in that seat.
Imagine where Biden is right now, and
he's shaking hands with imaginary people. I said he's shaking.
They popping up somewhere. There they go. You said that. Hey man, what you got? You got a big take. I'm not going to be serious.
Okay, okay. So I've got two. So the question is, Tommy B, do you want the humor or do you want the not so humorous?
Hey, just go for it, man. Just go for it. Use your judgment.
Okay. Well,
I got some humor.
Okay, perfect. Because I really wanted to give you this one, but I didn't. I wanted to set it up well.
Just go, man. It's been too serious of a week.
Yeah. So Walt Disney Parks and Resorts is facing a lawsuit related to an injurious wedgie.
What?
So apparently in 2019, a visitor celebrating her 30th birthday, decided to ride the Humunga Cowabunga water slide.
Oh my God.
214 foot drop, near vertical. And the problem is that they were saying that the case is basically saying that Disney parks should have known the risks of painful wedgies from riding this ride. To quote, when the rider of the slide reached the end, the bottom of the ride, and into the slowdown pool, the force can push loose garments into a person's anatomy.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, this swimsuit was violently forced inside of the woman who is suing. She did experience some bleeding from what the story says, unfortunately. And they're suing for more than $50,000 because of damages, permanent damages, they say. Ooh. And the fact that, I can't remember the word that they use, but the bottom line is the hubby's not getting any at the moment. And they're suing for loss of loving.
Loss of, I think they call it loss of consortium.
Consortium. There we go.
Let me give myself a hand.
Yes, Tommy is on point. So that's my big takeaway of the week. There, we'll see what happens with Disney's lawsuit.
Oh wow, man, 50,000? I mean, that's all.
Right. Well, hey, finally somebody has, even though they are litigious about this, they're not taking it to the extreme. So, you can
settle. Maybe Disney will write a check for that.
Of course, they should
settle.
Right. You would think they would, but
50,000.
Right.
Okay. All right, man. You got anything else?
Well, if you want to. Okay, all right.
I don't want to go there.
We'll save it for next week.
Hey, man, my big take, and you know what? I'm gonna go the same route, semi, but it's still gonna be there's some politics in here anyway.
All right.
The White House dog, man, Commander.
Commander.
What the?
Poor Commander.
Wait a minute.
See, I'm telling you, man.
I thought
it's contagious,
dude. Look, man. I thought Commander had learned. Damn. Okay, here's the deal. He's 2 years old. And he's bitten 11 people. What the fuck? How you?
That is an unhappy dog right there. That dog is screaming to get out of this scenario. My master forgets to feed me. He's calling me Joe. My name is Commander. He's in his rebellious teens right now.
He must be looking at the polls. Fuck this. Let me out. Well, he's gone now.
Oh, man. Yeah, we're taking you home. Commander, shoot.
Commander's smart. Commander's like, look, I ain't going down.
Man, look, you're about to see
I'm watching what's going on with Hunter.
Commander's going to be stuffed in the Biden match.
Oh, no, not taxidermy.
Taxidermy, man. Well, we didn't have the heart to get rid of him.
Oh, my God. A Commander, man. He's gone.
Boy.
He's gone now.
That is hilarious, bro.
Dude,
that's hilarious.
11. He bit 11 people, man. And he's still, damn. He got more bite than Biden, I guess. Yeah.
Well, he still has his real teeth.
That's, the drums. You're wrong. Commander, come back. Like Shane. He gone. right, man. We love your thoughts. By the way, you know what? Somebody hit me up, man. Shout out. I'm not the person will remain nameless. Said they were going to leave a message about my stance on Ukraine because they thought I was dead wrong. See, y'all know, you'll tell me, text me and say, oh, man, you wrong for that.
Right.
Won't go to castropolis.net. Won't leave the people poll, but you can go there. Leave the people poll. I'm not going to talk about you. I'm just going to play it. I'm not going to, I'm going to let you voice your opinion. And I'm going to let you voice your opinion about the wall. You can voice your opinion about student loan forgiveness. And about Commander. We don't care. Castropolis.net, choose the people poll, leave us a voice message, and I'll play back the best, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Talib Shabazz. I know, man. Commander. Damn, to a commander? I mean, it's got to be a record, man. 11. Look, he was a puppy. He came in as a puppy dog.
Puppy dog. Yeah,
he came in as a puppy and bit 11 people, and that's known. They say known fightings,
right?
They might be some. The gardener, the gardener just walking by like, damn.
Oh man, I know Bob would have had something funny to say on this one.
Oh shit. Yeah, y'all go to castropolis.net. Help buy out. Plug in for buy. All right. Appreciate you, Talib. Thank you, man.
Definitely. What's up, JJ?
Yeah. Let's take a break and we'll come back with Tonya B and the T. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, bro.
More. This is the G Podcast after the break.
Hey, everybody. What's up? It's Tommy B from This Is the G Podcast. We are now halfway through 2023. And if you've been thinking about starting your own podcast in 2024, I'd love to have a chat with you. The Castropolis Podcast Network is currently accepting new shows. And if you have a clear vision and a unique voice, let's get in touch. Reach out to me at info@castropolis.net. or visit the website, castropolis.net. Simply click on the Contact Us button. So go to castropolis.net, click on Contact Us, and just leave me a message. I'm Tommy B from This Is the G Podcast, and I can't wait to help you start your very own podcast journey today.
Now then, children, it's time for tea.
It's tea time, y'all. Sippin' the tea with Tonya B.
Yes, children, it's time for tea. It's your girl, Tonya B. So let's just get right into this GT on This Is the G Podcast. You know how we do it. Every Sunday, now every day. Check us out. Social media, Instagram. Go to the YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. All right, here we go. Chris Rock is gearing up to examine the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. again. He's in final negotiations to produce his biopic. And like I said, we've had so many. Do we need another one? Now, if Chris is going to tell us something that we don't already know, I am all for it. What I'm also for, his animated comedy series, Everybody Still Hates Chris, is in the work for Paramount Plus and Comedy Central. R&B singer, the Queen of Christmas, Mariah Carey, and famed director Lee Daniels have allegedly started to look for an actress who will portray Mariah Carey in an upcoming TV biopic. It's based on her book, The Meaning of Mariah Carey. Now, who would she approve of? Will it be an established actress? Will it be a newcomer? Will she need to sing like Mariah Carey, or will Mariah Carey have this person lip sync her vocals? We'll see. I'll keep you posted. Jason Derulo, oh my goodness. He hasn't had a record out since, the pandemic, because he made millions dancing on social media. I did not know he had a record label, but he did, because he's being sued by a former artist signed to his record label. She says when she refused his advances to do drugs and have sex with him, he dropped her from the label. Girl, he might have done you a favor. Tamar Braxton, first she was robbed, and now the stunt is over. These pay-for-play relationships are just getting so tired. Now this, her former fiance, the attorney in Atlanta from that show, The Queen's Court, she says he dumped her right when her car got broken into. And he said he needs to not be in that space with that vibe. And she said she needs to get her mental health back on track. Okay, Tay-Tay, here we go again. Tyrese, somebody please go around his house and, he needs some medication. First he was going to sue Home Depot for racial profiling. Then they clapped back with the receipts and said, Tyrese, you're not being honest. Now he's suing Joan Pendergrass, the widow of the late, great Teddy Pendergrass, saying he was supposed to play Teddy Pendergrass in a biopic. Lee Daniels was supposed to direct that too. But with his recent behavior, I don't blame Joan Pendergrass. Who wants to sign up for that kind of crazy? He would be a great Teddy Pendergrass, don't get me wrong. He can sing. He could probably do it. He's a good actor. This actually was revealed in the, I think, 2012 or so, Unsung on Teddy Pendergrass on TV One, but now his wife was like, I don't think so. So Tyrese, I'm telling you, you keep getting out here, Tootsie rolling and acting like this is what's going to be your future and your destiny. Only you can change that. Only you can prevent that forest fire, Tyrese. Also want to say prayers up for everybody who prayed up and supported Krazy Bone of Bone Thugs and Harmony. He's still in the hospital, has quite a way to go, but he is not in the dire ICU that he was in about a week or so ago. Again, he has sarcoidosis. That is the same disease that took Bernie Mac from us, and a bunch of other. Angie Stone has it as well, and it's nothing to be played with. It can really, really alter your life. All right. October 17th, you may want to remember or forget this day. Jada Pinkett's book, Worthy, is coming out. She said she wants to tell her story. Who wants to hear it? Remains to be seen. Oh, Lord, she's supposed to be telling everything, but I think she's kind of been canceled, including her show, Red Table Talk, canceled as well. Does anybody care? Not me. I'm sorry. Why am I talking about this? So you won't have to. It's your girl, Tonya B. This is how we sip this tea right here each and every Sunday on This Is the G Podcast. You got politics, pop culture, and hey, Tommy B, I'm going to go in here because it is Sunday in America and cook some football food. But I want to know one thing. What you watching? All right, y'all have a great week. Be cool, be careful, and remember to be kind.
Thank you so much for that, T. Yeah, this week, I'm going to take a break from what you're watching. I've got some good stuff coming up next week. I'll kind of tease that later in the week of this week. But here's the clip from Homecoming where myself, Gary G, Tim, and the one and only Slick, we all kind of talked about our time at Troy and just in general, just a little taste of it. The full episode's coming out in a couple of days, but thank you so much and enjoy. But man, I got to say, man, and can we shout real quick the collective, man? We took a picture. Who was like it was? I know it was us four. Rudy, Rich. Who else? Harold,
Vi, and Mike Smith.
Vi and Mike. Congrats to those guys. They were Alpha Phi. Brock. Matthew
Calvin Ballard.
Yeah. Who else? We miss anybody else?
That's all that was here.
That's all that was here, man. But I got to shout
Rudy.
Yeah, and I'll make sure I post a picture on this episode because it was just amazing. Man, we hadn't seen some of these guys in 40 years.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much, fellas. Appreciate that. Again, that episode comes out in a few days. Should be up by Wednesday evening. Make sure that you turn on your notifications either on your podcast app or YouTube, and it will let you know when it's available. And as always, big thanks to Syracuse Mike, Tonya B, Vi, Talib, author and political analyst Harold Michael Harvey. Thanks to the crew, Millennial Nick, Lady J, Regia. Music by K-Dub, all those who help us make it each and every week. And I just, just really appreciate you guys for streaming us first every Sunday at 6 p.m. I know it didn't make it this Sunday, but it will start again next week. So appreciate y'all for letting me have some fun this weekend with Homecoming. Links in our social media, or just go to castropolis.net. Everything you need is there. Don't forget, share us with a friend. It's free. Don't cost you nothing. The big PSA for me this week, y'all, after an amazing Troy weekend, is our friends and our memories, man, are priceless, y'all. Take time try to make them and also cherish them, y'all. We don't get many chances, and just want to say thanks. Appreciate you all for supporting the podcast. Don't forget, subscribe and turn on your notifications for the bonus episodes. And now, again, we do the daily 5-minute episodes, short, brief, news and knowledge to get you through your day. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app, or just subscribe on the YouTube channel. It'll pop up during the day. Again, with that, episode 196 is in the can. Have a great week, y'all. Peace and power to the people.
You've been listening to the G Podcast with your host, Tommy B. The G Podcast is a production of the Castropolis Podcast Network. Thanks for listening.